So let's look at these different zones, starting with setting the tone. So in setting the tone, I believe it all begins with how you begin with your mentee. And even before you begin with your mentee, one of the key aspects that I consider where you can make an impact and make it more impactful, and if you are serious about making an impact in somebody's life, is by knowing your mentee fully well. Like we all know the importance of KYC, or know your customer. Now here, of course, mentee is not a customer, but in the same terminology, I think it is important for mentor to know mentee's talent, mentee's trait, and their interest areas. If you find that mentee's talent, trait, and interest combined, all put together, is something that you can work with, I think he can possibly be your mentee. So these are the three things that you definitely should look into your mentee. Now, in case of mentee selection, I consider that it's like investing your funds. So let's look at your financial investment. When you are making a financial investment, you of course look at your investment resources. As a mentor, what are your investment resources, sir? Resources are their time, your energy, the knowledge, and the risk tolerance. These are the four things that you take as your investment resources, and you are ready to impart or invest into mentee, or in whatever objective that mentee has. And like in all good investment, you always look for good returns. So you should also be cognizant about the fact that it should pay the dividend to both mentor as well as mentee. In case of selection of mentee, you should also focus on their character and not just the competency. So here we are talking about a human being that you have chosen, or the person who is likely to be your mentee. So if you are very clear about who your mentee is, you know who exactly your customer is, you will be able to do a better justice to your mentor-mentee relationship. Another thing that you need to know in setting the tone zone is that you cannot mentor everyone. You should look for natural match between you and your mentee. When I say natural match, is something that is common between you and your mentee. And this is something that you need to figure out, that is this something which is going to be beneficial for both me as a mentor and also mentee. Because at the end of the day, if you continue with that relationship and if there is no natural match, I think you both will end up wasting a lot of time and lot of effort as well as energy. So it is very important that you need to know your mentee very well. So why I say this is because the quality and impact of mentor comes directly and only if there is an alignment. So what I'm suggesting here is that you should look for a natural alignment and a natural match between you and your potential mentee. Another thing that people do a lot of time is, and this happens with typically people who have lots of free time. They think they can mentor n number of people, and they can really make difference to n number of people. Now mentoring is a serious task. You really need to give your complete energy, your complete attention and focus. And that's why you need to be very, very cognizant about how are you going to spend your time and energy on a given mentor-mentee relationship. So in mentorship, I think it is very important that you choose and limit the number of mentees. Don't go for n number of mentees or the number of mentees that you can't handle eventually. So this is one thing, if you are very cognizant at the beginning itself, the possibility of you making an impact right at the beginning will improve. Then comes the commitment part, and commitment plays a significant role in any mentor-mentee relationship. Here we are looking at two specific aspects. One is mentor's time when it comes to commitment. In other words, mentor should be very, very clear that he has time available for his mentee. And probably initially it is not possible to define how much time, what frequency, what will be the duration and stuff like that. But as long as mentor using his experience and knowledge, if he's able to gauge that this is the kind of time that I can spare with my mentee, then he should be very, very committal about it. At the same time, you should also check mentee's willingness. We'll also cover this part a little bit later in the presentation. But mentee's willingness is absolutely important. Especially on in BYST engagement, we have seen many a times mentees are not really interested about taking any mentor or going through a mentorship regime. Probably they have not fully understood the importance of having a mentor in their life or a business. But unless and until they are convinced and they come out very clearly that yes, I need a mentor, and showcase their willingness, I think this is something that has to be clarified right up front. At the same time, mentee should also know very clearly that he needs a mentor, and mentor should be aware that mentee is very clear in his or her head that why they need a mentor. So they should have enough and adequate and legitimate reasons to have a mentor. So if you do this, I think you are opening the gates for being an impactful mentor. It is also important for both mentors and mentee to know that no one is a perfect mentor. So your experience, your knowledge, your resourcefulness certainly makes you a better mentor, but obviously it does not make anyone a perfect mentor. You may have tons of experience, you may be highly resourceful, you may have deep knowledge about a subject or a two, and I always think that anybody who is part of this webinar, and for that matter anybody on this earth, can be really expert on one or two different things. But here we are not only talking about the expertise, we are talking about mentorship. It doesn't have to be, for example, somebody is planning to open a mechanical workshop and you are probably coming from a finance background, so obviously you do not have any idea whatsoever about how a workshop runs and what all things are required. We are not talking about those functional expertise. We are talking about purely your knowledge, how you have really viewed the life and how you have really absorbed the experience. But having said that, despite all of that, sometimes there are situations where you probably may not be able to answer or satisfy all the queries or questions and concerns coming from mentee. But as long as at the beginning itself, while setting the tone, if you are clear that this is something that is out of my scope, or this is my limit, or these are the areas where I am lacking and there are lacunas, as long as both mentors and mentee understand that very well, I think you are setting a right tone.